Here we go. Map number 1. It started. We're dropping in, and Codcaster is back. We're gonna get a flyover view, just a quick look at the scenes as the plane flies in. Where are our players dropping? I know I'm gonna see Clutch Belk head over to City and head to construction site with all the cranes around it. I know some of these players are gonna land on the edge of the map and work their way in, but we get a chance to see it on main stage for the first time. Wow, a map view as well, Tiff. I am living the dream right now.
I know, there's the one thing that I missed about World Series of Warzone. It's this integration of Codcaster to really be able to provide so many highlights, all of the different levels. You think back to some last year, especially in the EMEA region, right? We saw the layer cakes that were happening in Al Mazrah, and now I'm just needing a city ending in Zaravan so we can witness a true layer cake. But the action already going through. Super Rob's team is going to be sent to the Gulag. Clutch Belk falling, and well, we were wondering if we were gonna get some hot drops, and we definitely are. Yeah, it's so fun because some of these players all of these players have played against each other at least at some level in the group stages, and so they have some understanding of which drop spots might be contested, which might not. But all of these teams might also pivot, and they might have a couple different drop spots that they're comfortable with. Quick shout, by the way, Tiff, in the kill feed there, Dame Different made his way into this competition. Unfortunately, one of our squads could not compete today. That was Astro Boy, who actually got 3rd during lower bracket round 1, and so our 21st team, Dame Different, did make their way into this competition just right before we got started today. It seems like they've already got a couple kills to boot as well, so we're gonna swing around to different POIs, checking some of our teams here in the early game. As we head over to Array, all seems fairly quiet as we pick up on some loot caches. Hey, look, the best thing you can do is hit up all those loot caches, grab your money, get a quick loadout, and just start going on that hunt. For now, I can already see Tommy going down early. You gave them huge shout outs based on that, playing alongside Teeny and Obs. You're right out of the AU region. Now, that has been a journey for that squad in particular. And I'd imagine one of the squads we should easily see in our top 20. But let's jump on board here with E700, Funzy and Co. Funzy already down and out, and things are gonna get a little bit interesting. I was curious if we would see teams be hyper aggressive early on, because when you think of the average points per game you need to be at to hit that top 20 cutoff, it's been around 52 points throughout all prior iterations that we've witnessed so far. Yeah, I think it's a great shout out as well. Like, we're gonna have these thresholds we're gonna be watching today because, of course, you want to win this stage for your ego, for your Kim, kind of for some momentum. I mean, frankly, yes. I mean, because winning this stage, winning lower round 2 means absolutely nothing besides an ego play and say, hey, look, we're here to play and we're here to win. And so if you think you don't deserve to be in the lower rounds, you should have won earlier, your team maybe made a mistake or what have you, now's the time to prove it. But it's just about being top 20. Here's the first gunfight on main stage, and Locksteel goes wild, getting, I believe, almost an entire team wipe as HPOT flies back in, likely from the Gulag. Not close there for Locksteel. A quick win, no problems at all. Right back into the mix. Oh, Bassini here, last alive for the squad, but you can see that they're going to be making their comebacks from the Gulag, just kind of playing it safe, trying to hold angles, waiting for the approach. But I like that we're just kind of biding our time. We don't want to extend out too far into this, but the push is already coming from the outside. You go prone, you drop them, but there's the reinforcement. And just like that, it was looking promising until it wasn't. Yeah, this is the thing to watch out for. Opal Palace pretty much always will have at least 2 teams dropping at it from what we've seen during the group stages and lower bracket round 1. Fairly nice drop spot to start from a loot standpoint as well. But this is what I was talking about. Like, you have to find some of these eliminations early. The question is, are they high percentage gunfights? You can see as Obs falls, Tommy is immediately running away. Now, Teeny falls as well, so this is definitely a signal flare to say, get the heck out of here, Tommy. This is never worth your time. And gonna try to get a quick buy off. Yeah, it does get Teeny up in the air, so job's not done for this squad, but Tommy in trouble. Tommy eliminated as well. Things are not going well for this trio. We'll see if maybe Obs can win the Gooch. You've got to win the Gooch at that point, because if you're over at Bazaar and things get crazy, and I love that Tommy just really sent it for the mobile buy station. Unfortunately, there were 2 other squads there, but let's check in with Bling, CJ, Sammy, Nobu, Spartan. You've got Casper and Schween just above them on the roof. You can already tell they've got a trophy system down to protect them from any sorts of lethal. And I thought Bling was gonna go there for a jump spot, but we're gonna actually filter through, answer back with a trophy of our own, and hit the trap. You can see right there, all of that information going out. Grab the knock, reposition, but will that allow Bling CJ enough time to go up the stairs and finish it out?
Bling goes down and Sammy in trouble, so they had player advantage and then they lost it because of positioning. Shwayne was able to make a huge play. Bling is now into the gulag as Nobu and Sammy try to readdress this fight from a different angle. Tiff, we're going to be seeing this all day today. How do you use your team advantage to your advantage? Can you play trades? Sammy on 1 HP in a dream as Nobu tries to find an opening fight here. It is a 2v2 on this building, and it seems like they're going to be here for a while in Estates as Sammy has now grabbed high ground on the other side, and Shwayne, Casper able to get the buyback, which will turn the tide in their favor. So Nobu pushes. Can't let this team regain. Cannot let them get to a 3v2. And now you know they've got eyes in the skies. C4s galore. It's going to be a C4 zone all day today. Can you use them effectively? As the fight slows and the third flies in, Sammy needs to get a knock now and can't get it.
Nice opening damage there, and I thought that was really interesting when Dandra was kind of touching on his deep dive earlier. He specifically says throw in C4s like a frisbee at a backyard barbecue. Well, I have never heard something more true in my entire life. C4s are the bane of my existence and the bane of all of our competitors here as we get a good look at Terrorize Oreo get picked on the screen and smokes everywhere to cut off those lines of sights to reposition. And even if you feel like you don't need them, you do. There is someone lurking amongst the shadows with that Car 98 that's going to be holding all kinds of angles.
Yeah, this Oreo team's a fun one to talk about. They really did well in the group stages. Lower round one, not too bad as well. Oreo competed in challengers. Terrorize, really strong player as well. So watch out for that squad. I believe, as the pull check likes to say, that could be an underhorse for the day.
Underhorse,
a mix
right.
between the underdogs and the dark horses. But Vonbot, a player that frankly should be on nobody's underhorse list, should be a player to watch out for today. Played with Dongy and Nofo last year, swapped it up this time around. Devo and Shuro, Slayers in their own right. I think this team is a really strong squad, dropped down from the winner's bracket, or upper bracket rather, and could make a play today. I know this is one of those teams that thinks they shouldn't be here, but now's the time to prove it.
That's true. I mean, Shiro and Devo used to play alongside Jackal, who's kind of gotten picked up and has already found themselves in the later stages. But for Shiro, Devo, picking up with Vonbot here, have found themselves just waiting, looking for some eliminations, trying to get started on this action. Now, granted, when you have Oreo and Co just down here on the outside of the building, the question is, how are we going to be able to take those angles and make it safely when you can see there's things like mortars and bunker busters that everyone is stocking up on?
Here we go. We got Nico, Swish'em, Fall Nets. On the other side, this team is such a fun squad to watch out for. I know our dear friend Dream Crazy shouted them out beforehand. This is so brutal. Fried trying to get the knock through the wall. Maybe a quick wall bang to start things off. Again, both teams just jockeying on position, looking to get the entry knock so they can use the player advantage and win the gunfight. You've got to get a knock first. Here's a quick look at the map and see where we're rotating to. Looks like we're going northeast-ish. Could end up around maybe low military base is my guess, but excited to see what happens here in this fight.
Yeah, we've also seen it kind of pull towards the water where Squad 14, who is Team City, was kind of navigating towards, but Little Mario is still on the rooftop. Love that we're using the trophy system to help out with some of those lethals. Now, granted, we did see a lot of damage going straight towards Swish. She lost her shields for a time being, but has been able to reposition. Clown, though, on the other side, wants to get aggressive and see if we can make a flank play, get behind those enemy lines, and now we start pushing. Gets dropped by Foul Nets. Little Mario has to help on out. There we go. Takes down Nico, takes down Foul Nets, and things are just gonna get crazier from here.
Yeah, this is exactly what you're looking for. You find that entry knock, whether it's on a flank, whether it's a C4 or something in between. Once you get it, you push the equation and try to wipe the team as fast as possible. If you let them get it out, they will try to regain. If they regain, they could win the whole map. These are the moments you look back on and say, what if you would have grabbed Swish'em there, right? What if you would have wiped this squad? Watch out for Swish'em's team. Let's see if they're able to regain later. as we check out a couple different POIs. Lowtown we go, and hanging out on the low side of Lowtown is tough. I was corrected, by the way, not H-Pot. Maybe both is what I'll go with.
H-Pot. What do you mean?
They're hanging on the low side and Exact on the high side of Lowtown here, just over top. I have an assumption they know exactly where the other team's at. It's just a matter of when do we make the play, and it seems like right now is the time to make a play. Trying to find that entry knock, maybe with some sort of an equipment, or just dropping all down together and playing trades.
Curious to see how we're going to make that go through, but time is of the essence, especially over here in Lowtown. A lot of teams are going to be hitting that rotation specifically because that zone keeps pulling towards the northeastern side, up towards military. Whether that pulls to the bridge outside of Popov, we'll see, but Sneely drops on down, starts chucking those C4s, detonates, not going to connect, but maybe it's enough chaos to be able to filter through. And as I say that, sit rep, goodbye. We talked about it, and you've got Locksteel and Co. rotating straight on in to maybe take some shots, as well as another squad, Team B Mark.
Yeah, talk about third parties, fourth parties, and everything in between. 4 squads in this area, and it looks like Locksteel's team has decided to rotate up the river a bit further and not deal with this fight. So instead, we've got 3 teams all jam-packed here into this side of Lowtown. Who's gonna get the early knock? We got C4s going up. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. No, just 1 connects, but 1 player drops. You can see that team immediately scattering outside and running away. Team 31, that's the squad to watch out for. One of their players gets knocked, and they are getting out of this fight as fast as possible. So now it's Exact holding down this building, and the other team says, too many C4s for us as well. J-Tech, B-Mark, Slide, they push up the hill and away as Patch moves over to the right-hand side.
And at least they recognize that this is a fight that's not going to bode well. I would rather stay alive, keep all of my resources, my weapons, and not have to jockey to get them later. But back on board, Swish, Foulnets, Nico, they've already made a nice recovery here. We're trying to take some shots onto Wheels, but hey, we get punished for that extension out here at Opal Palace. Now, back on for the repeat. Has to be smart about it, but I'm curious to see maybe we can make a play for, once again, trying to flank, similar to what we witnessed from Little Mario's squad earlier.
Yeah, this is one of those moments too where you're like, what if they would have wiped Swish'ems, right? Like, if you can switch them out, they don't regain here. We have a whole different ball game, and all of a sudden, another team in trouble. But this is also where you say, do we really want to be rotating in this late? We have 29 trios still up on this map. We are closing in on our 4th circle, 77 players up. So this is one of those zones that won't have a crazy amount of people in the final circle, because it is probably a bit more open than, of course, something like a city ending or something like that. So watch out for that as well. We want to rotate early, and Swish'em's team is rotating in late. We're going to do a very quick listen in on this trio to see what they're thinking on this rotation, because this will be a bit tough.
Yeah, I think we got to cross the river and just kind of play mixy in Lowtown, okay?
Yeah, I hear that.
They bought back. There's a
That's a
floater.
duo. I mean, yeah, that's their third. That's their third. They're going to try to hold on this bridge, okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to pop this UAV.
I mean, we're not going to see anybody. I think most people are ghosted.
Yeah, you can pop it now, though. I think we're going to play right here.
Yeah, they're playing. Where do you want to go here? You going to go across?
Yeah, let's go right. Let's go right.
Yeah, you see me. Be on the fence. Right here. Going across.
I'm looking. Two of them. They don't see us.
Sorry, I thought they were going to shoot.
Yeah, you're good.
Blood one. Yeah.
Keep working up left on this.
You see me swinging left? Yep, I hear that.
I see you. I'm with you.
Take a move behind us, too.
More.
I got up. Fuck.
I'm playing close.
Yeah, I'm in with you, Nico.
Here. Watch it. They might C4.
I'm gonna get top of this.
Hey, behind the trash can. Can't try to snipe.
Look at angle in.
Careful. He's jump shotting that.
Yeah, I got tagged. I got a plate. We got to keep moving with this fight, okay?
Yep. Swinging left here.
Yeah, they're gonna keep swinging right. I'm working with Nico.
I'm coming. They're just sitting there.
Okay.
Yeah, we just gotta keep working it up. We gotta work up this hill, Nico, okay?
Up it? Okay.
Yeah, we gotta work up this.
Yeah, in front. The door.
I got
Winning.
One shot.
I got side from the left.
I hear you trying to smoke if you can.
Okay. Are we going to the water or what?
Yeah, let's get forward. Fuck that fight.
Okay. There's a lot of guys in front of us.
I'm mortared up close.
Okay. Yep, right here. Line marked it in the open.
Run.
We keep smoking our back here.
Tiff, we pick up right in the middle of a crazy fight. 3 teams on the far side of this bridge, and Swish'em squad had incredible comms, clear communication across the board to denote where they needed to go and where to watch out from. This is awesome to watch, but we are right into the mix with them as they run into a couple teams here and somehow just wipe everybody to clear this side of the circle. I am blown away because their rotation came in so late. They had to be strategic, and then when they get there, the other team didn't even hear them coming and just gets obliterated.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. I mean, they saw Clutch Belk in the building. They were able to almost bring him straight down. But now you can see 25. That's Clutch Belk hitting that mirrored rotation. Now, granted, I wouldn't pick a fight with Swish'em squads, but we still have to actually keep on moving. Job's not done. You can see that next zone is going to pull directly into military base. Now, we were curious, would it go bridge? Would it go towards the cliffside? No, we are going to have a very populated end game, but the issue is getting there. That is that open field that you're going to have to go through that drops down into military base itself. With the utilization of the Kar 98, the chances of being gate kept are going to be wild.
Yeah, I really like this circle for the first map because you do have a bit of cover. You have a nice variety. There is a sizable amount of cover if you can get there. The teams that got there early are going to be rewarded for it. As we take a quick look at that map view from before, Tommy was there. They have regained and they were already in the center. Clown rips T from crazy distance. Couldn't even hardly see a pixel, but gets it anyways. Don't think he'll get the cleanup there, but at least negating some resources to be used later in the game. So things to watch out for, Tiff. Which teams are already there? We saw Tommy in the end game already. Dead center on some of those buildings around the courtyard. And apparently somebody's contesting. That's what I was going to denote next, is that if you get there early, you're going to be contested for those spots because everyone wants them. You can see off on the right-hand side, you've got Tommy's team being contested by Team 20. And then you have this edge zone that Mark's in. Frankly, I don't like this spot at all. Unless you get really lucky on zone pull, you're gonna have to move in through fairly open spaces, which is why you have to use that smoke.
I don't hate it for the time being, considering you have to see how many eliminations can we get. Now, this is a squad that had a rather interesting dynamic to it, and honestly I was shocked to even hear them lock it in ready to play, but they're holding that western side of that next circle. Now this is going to be good if someone's looking to wrap around and potentially chow you. We can see Fried, Clown, and Little Mario. They're going to be looking for a space to play, but we're still on the outside looking in. Fried kind of balancing along this tower here just for some shape of cover to say, hey, how do we know, is this going to be free? But look who's on the move. It's going to be Nico, Swish'em, and Foulnuts. This squad has not made it in just yet. They've been very late on their rotations, as we've previously heard from them. My question is, does that force action here for this squad on the screen? And we're throwing the C4s, and it does make sure that OP Mark squad will hit the road.
Yeah, pushes them out early. Again, 3v2, so OP Mark team knows they have to run away, and frankly, they got to get to the next zone anyway, so not a bad rotate for them at all. We can see our next zone continuing to scooch closer and closer to kind of that mid-south section of military. There's a lot of cover here, and it's about to get real hot real quick. Somehow Swish'em's team is still alive, and they've rotated in. Excited to see them continue to just carve a pathway for themselves. They said, late rotate, coach? Don't worry, we got it. We'll kill everybody in our path to get there. We'll see if they can continue to do that, as we have 5, 6, 7 teams all here on that western, northwestern side of this next 6th zone. Here comes Clown rotating in late. They know there's teams inside this building. Where do we go from here? Do we take the high ground? Do we take the middle of the building? Do we take the bottom of the building? All are viable. Where are the rest of the teams? And Clown, they've got to hear footsteps above them. They've got to know there's a team, at least one team above them, and likely one team below.
Hey, look, this is the layer cake we wanted. The ultimate collapse about to occur with 18 squads in the lobby. We are into that 1.4x multiplier. And for squads that have already found a good chunk of eliminations, it's the one we're on screen with. Now, granted, Dame Different squad, they stepped in today for Team Astro Boy Hero. So fantastic to see them still in it. But also, team number 6, Team Finesse and Sir Taylor and Omit T are dead center. And it just shifts even further towards the east. But I'm really curious if they can take out Team 36. It should be a solid game for them. But until, oh, we get to check it out. Okay, let's see. Sir Taylor on the screen now. Back to Finesse and has to plate on up. but they're maintaining control of the building for now.
Yeah, two main POIs that we're fighting for is this one, and then the spot that Drift's team 38 is holding down on the south side. Those are our two biggest buildings. Those are the ones you're going to want to hold as we prepare for the next zone. As a reminder, you're going to see PDSs for days here shortly because some of these teams are going to elect to rotate early. Some rotate late. Snipes coming through, finessing, looking for one, only gets the crack. Swishham's team is still alive. I told you to watch out for him. Could have been wiped early, but they weren't able to be wiped. Swishham stayed alive, and all of a sudden they're in the end game. 15 teams left here, Tiff. We are into the 1.4x multiplier. The teams are looking for 1.6 if they can make it to top 10, and that's going to come here very shortly. Time has ultimate high, but is all by his lonesome. He is going to hang out as long as he can today, as we have another fight on the right-hand side as Reed Boy is back into the mix, taking fights low ground of the building that team 30, I believe 38 and 37 are both occupying on the right-hand side.
All right, back to Clown's POV here. A couple squads here PDSing outside of that circle. You see the pull come through, and team 23 has 2 up, still looking to hang out. But now, granted, we're burning through the large majority of our resources this early on. I don't feel comfortable with it. Fried is currently the only one that has that gas mask. Now, some teams will stockpile 2 to 3 PDSs at least per person. You can see already has that bunker buster and a deployable cover for that end game. There goes Nico and mid squad switch down and out. That should potentially be a wipe for them. And we are just moments away from hitting the top 10. Can Fried survive here? No, they will be the 11th squad to go out. And here comes Sir Taylor, Finessin, and Omit T.
A lot of teams still left alive, but we are in the 1.6 times multiplier. 10 squads left, and here come the late rotates. Everybody playing in the gas, because that's what you have to do. If you go too early, you're going to get picked off in the advance. That was Swisham squad that I was talking about before. They are down and out as Falnets finally gets wiped, but they made top 10. Here comes Sir Taylor late. PDS gets ripped. They are low on resources. They are low on gas masks. Everybody is struggling in the gas, but can they get a couple picks here? We're looking for top 5. Omit T still has the very remainder of that durable gas mask to make a play. Here come the fights on the other side, though. Crafty picking off one on distance. They're on the edge. We're moving into the 9th circle. This will be the final fight as we are into the top 5.
All right, Crafty Stemper here. You can see right there, the buyback came through, and Drifts will fall. Zul's on the opposing side. Into the final 3 we go. We're looking for that 2x multiplier. Can we win that out? No. Who is going to be left standing? Who takes map number 1?
I think it was Team 32. I think it was Stimper, Crafty, and Zen Purity, or was it Shaded Step? We'll see here in just a moment. It was so much chaos in the final seconds, Tiff, that really getting to top 5 just came naturally. It was a skill to get to top 10, and then it was just utter chaos. And where did we push the fight that we want? And I think that's going to be the big conversation today, is how high of